In this video, I'm sharing my anti-goal strategy, 9 things to stop doing in 2025 to actually reach your goals. What's an anti-goal strategy? Well, it's a way to achieve your goals based on the fact that what you avoid is actually more powerful than what you pursue. And that's because self-sabotage is real, even if you aren't aware of it or you aren't sure why it's happening. And it can be the difference in hitting your larger than life goals or remaining below your potential. Sometimes it's as simple as getting out of your own way. So buckle up, because this won't be your run-of-the-mill cliche goal-getting advice. And don't worry if you get overwhelmed thinking about setting goals for 2025. This video focuses on stopping rather than doing. And by the way, if you're new here, I'm Dr. Tiffany Shelton. I'm a neuropsychologist and published author. I make videos on how to intentionally get things done so you can enjoy your dream life. So be sure to subscribe and join the family. Okay, so let's jump right in. Really reaching your goals in this coming year is going to require focus, and it's going to require clarity. And these first things I want to share with you will rescue you from the perils of that scatterbrainness, like wasted energy, lack of direction, and disorganization. And that leads me to my first group of things that I want you to stop doing to reach your goals. And this first group I've categorized as Streamline for clarity. The first one is to stop starting too many projects at once. It's really simple. I want you to focus on fewer projects for more meaningful progress. And with that, I want you to stop holding on to things that no longer serve you. I want you to let go of tasks, goals, or habits that don't align with your current priorities. So it's really about a letting go. I know, especially if you're neurospicy, you might have many multiple passions, many multiple interests. That doesn't mean you got to do them all at once. So stop doing so many projects at once, and I want you to streamline and focus. Something that's going to help you do that is this next thing I want you to stop, which is to stop letting clutter build up, because physical and digital clutter creates really mental blocks. And I want you to clean up regularly, both digitally and real life, so you can have more clarity. So for my digital organization, I organize digitally and in real life for actionability. I do this digitally using my second brain system from the book Building a Second Brain, and I have a Notion template if you're interested in applying that to your own life. In real life, I also have regularly weekly resets to declutter and to kind of just reset everything as I move into the next week so I can be more productive towards my goals. But whatever system you find for yourself, just stop letting clutter build up and carrying around that mental load. And the third one in this category is to stop pursuing goals without a strategy. So you might have lots of goals and lots of ideas, but without a strategy to actually implement them, they're going to just drive you crazy. So I like to do my strategy using a hybrid system. So I use a combination of Notion and my paper planner to really get that strategy out of my head and to be able to track it from week to week. And I really suggest you do the same. So you might be a digital girly and you loathe the idea of paper planning, or you might be a paper planner and you're really hesitant to give digital planning a try, especially when it comes to strategizing. But here's why I think you need both. So I use my digital system in Notion, specifically my 12-week year Notion template, to strategize my 12-week year and to track my progress. And this allows me to do my SMART goals and track those weekly and get easy dates and tracking, while my paper planner, my Mod Ambition planner, provides that tactical experience for effective brainstorming and focused goal planning. So like I said, specifically in my system, the 12-week year template provides a digital framework to break down those big goals into like actionable steps, while my paper Mod Ambition planner keeps me grounded in the daily and weekly check-ins, promotes consistency, accountability, because I have that goal planner in there, but I also have my 90-day planner to do my quarterly, monthly, weekly, and daily like time blocking. So that really, with those two things combined, it's like bulletproof system to actually reach my goals. But clarity is actually just the beginning of what you need to stop doing to reach your goals in 2025. So let's keep going. So getting rid of that scattered feeling is great, but what about the angst that comes with actually not trusting trusting yourself. Specifically, it's easy to fall short on your goals when you don't have the courage and the permission really to stand up inside of yourself and get in the driver's seat of your life, which is why these next group of anti-goal tips will help you build consistency and confidence. First up, I want you to stop waiting for motivation to strike. Instead, build consistent routines instead of relying on motivation. Keep promises to yourself so you can actually trust yourself to do what you set out to do, and those routines and those habits are going to help you be more consistent to actually do that, so you're not relying on motivation, you're more on autopilot. Next in this category, I want you to stop chasing perfection. Progress over perfection leads to results, while perfectionism often leads to paralysis. So make things simple, get things done. Like for instance, in this video, there's a few things, like I feel like the light is super bright over there, but I'm not relying on perfectionism. I'm still getting this information out to you, and I'm gonna get this video done. So don't let perfectionism paralyze you. Stick to making it simple, making it fun, and stop chasing perfection. And then lastly, when it comes to building consistency and building confidence, I want you to stop overthinking every decision. Trust your judgment and avoid decision fatigue by simplifying your choices. You don't have to overthink. And this is, I'm speaking to myself too, because that will lead to this similar paralysis of perfectionism, this sort of overthinking, this ruminating on every decision in your life, business, your goals, your day. Just sometimes do it and give yourself grace to make mistakes. You're not always going to make the right choices. Don't let that paralyze you. You can learn from those mistakes. Failure is how you choose to define it. Really, it is a chance to just grow and become the person you need to achieve the goals that you set out to achieve. So stop overthinking every single little decision. Give yourself the grace to make mistakes and just take the action. Okay, so over the years, the idea of self-care has been preached, glamorized, and pushed down our throats with the best of intentions. I've probably been one of those people. But let me ask you a question. What if self-care is not enough? Let me explain. I really want you to own your wellness. So let's talk about some things you're gonna stop doing in order to own your wellness. First up, we're gonna get really real, and I want you to stop using self-care as a band-aid for chronic stress. So let me give you guys a video that I saw recently on TikTok that helps explain this better than I can.
Have to eliminate chronic stress. I did not say manage it. I said eliminate it. Okay? Self-care, vacations, meditation, journaling, that's all management. We have to do the harder work of creating an exit strategy. Okay? Acute stress, normal. Life is going to life. Chronic stress kills us slowly. It's not an option. So we have to eliminate chronic stress because those elevated levels of cortisol and adrenaline are going to compromise the body. The final thing that we absolutely must focus on when it comes to health outside of diet and exercise is purpose.
I actually saw this video after quitting my job as a neuropsychologist, well, for the most part anyway, and it really confirmed my decision. I was dealing with so much chronic stress, so much compassion fatigue, so much vicarious trauma, and I was doing things like taking off periodically, putting band-aids on it, doing self-care on the weekends, but only to come back to being chronically stressed, which I will say not all clinicians feel this way, but for my own conditions, I struggle with OCD. It is something that I was constantly coping with. For me, it was like, at what point do I have to say that this is actually killing me? Chronic stress is a killer, and making decisions in my life and in my family, because that was like a family decision for me to leave. But sometimes you just got to figure things out to do the right thing for yourself and stop using self-care as a band-aid for chronic stress. So here are some things that I want you to quit that are likely causing you chronic stress and to rip off the band-aid. I want you to stop feeding into patriarchy and centering men. I could do a whole video on that, but that's going to lead to a lot of chronic stress, and I wish I knew that in my 20s. I want you to stop chasing Western beauty standards. If you're happy with how you feel and how you look, embrace it. Don't feel like you have to chase these ideals of Western beauty. Probably you should stop that chronic stress is stop feeling obligated to show up on social media. When I say social media, I mean things like Instagram, TikTok. If you are getting getting so stressed out like I was, I'm speaking for myself. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a neuropsychologist, I am a business owner. You want to throw in actually making me post like 3 times a day, or even 3 times a week, or even once a day. And then after I post, I got to get on and comment, and I got to stay on there. And like, it's just like way too much. Like, that was chronic stress in itself. And if you feel that way, this is if you don't enjoy short form platforms and you don't have the time, you're not obligated to show up on them. Do things that are more aligned with your season of life, like more search-based things like blogs, Pinterest, YouTube, those kinds of things. So stop feeling obligated to show up on social media if you are building a business, getting the word out about yourself, those kinds of things. And then also stop constantly putting others' needs before your own. I want you to stand up, stand up inside of yourself and put yourself first, sis. I want you to think about, putting on your mask first, as cliche as it sounds, and letting others get a chance to take care of themselves. That's a gift to them, to allow other people to take care of themselves and to learn to shift that you are the captain and you got to take care of the captain first. And speaking of stand up, I want you to quit those toxic situationships.
Stand up! Stand up!
Again, this is something I probably could have heard in my 20s, but that's chronic stress, boo. Like, people ghosting you, then coming back in your lives, or sending you the hey boo text, or not claiming you, or not doing right. All that toxic stuff, let it go. If they don't want to do right, and I don't usually talk about this stuff, but I'm just gonna give it to you straight for it. Let it go. Chronic stress, no more. Also, stop taking on the emotional labor at home and at work. If you have a partner, they should be a partner, and maybe you start learning some assertive communication skills. So many women talking about they're married but they're single moms. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. Get your husband involved. Teach him. It's not going to be perfect when he helps you with the kids or whatever at home and work. It's not going to be how you want it done, but it's going to be done. Okay? We're letting go of the perfectionism, remember. But stop taking on all the emotional labor of running your household and even running your business if you're a business owner. So I think I have nailed that one into the ground. I also want to give you 2 more things in this category that are going to help you own your wellness. So stop ignoring your screen addiction. A lot of us don't really see how addicted we are to these phones, and we don't realize how much it's setting us back. That alone can help you reach your goals in 2025. It's just not realizing that you maybe have a screen addiction, and I'm talking to all of us because all of us do. Knowing when you need to maybe take a break or delete some apps from your phone to give your mind and your spirit a break. And then also stop ignoring your finances. Financial wellness is wellness. I want you to budget for your goals and track your expenses to avoid setbacks. Also, owning your wellness in the financial sense is going to help you have the abundance and the wherewithal to keep going on your journey to accomplish your goals. Okay, so now you know what to stop in the name of your goals, but I know many of you are stuck on that first tip that I gave you on focus and clarity, thinking, okay, that sounds great, but how do I do it? Especially when I have multiple interests, multiple passions, which is why I teed up a video I did on exactly this for you to watch next. Cheers to planning, manifesting, and enjoying, keyword enjoying your dream life. Namaste.